Two people can reach retirement with the same income, the same savings, and the same retirement date. Yet 5 years later, one of them feels calm, feels confident, and financially secure, while the other is quietly stressed. They second guess every purchase they make. They worry about market headlines, and they wonder, sometimes late at night, whether they're actually going to run out of money. The difference usually isn't luck, and it's rarely that one was more intelligent than the other. It comes down to a handful of decisions that are made within the final 5 years before retirement. This stretch of time is what I like to call the retirement red zone, not because markets suddenly become more dangerous, but because mistakes made here are incredibly hard to fix once you stop working. And what makes it even more risky is that most people don't realize that they're making mistakes at all. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 most important things you need to do if you're within 5 years of retirement. These are the same things I've seen separate a smooth, confident retirement from stressful ones. And the third one is where most people unknowingly put their entire retirement at risk. Hi everyone, I'm David Cavness, certified financial planner. And the first thing you need to understand is this. The final 5 years before retirement are not about coasting. For many people, they are the most powerful years of the entire journey. If you're still working, this is often your highest earning window. Big expenses may be behind you, kids may be out of the house, mortgages are smaller or gone, and for the first time, cash flow can be intentionally redirected. Those last 5 years of saving matter more than most people actually realize. Once you turn 50, contribution limits increase, catch-up contributions kick in, you can put more into your 401k, more into IRAs, and potentially capture more of your employer match. And even though 5 years doesn't sound like a long time, aggressive saving combined with compounding can dramatically change outcomes. I've seen scenarios where a retirement balance nearly doubles, not because of market heroics, but because of disciplined saving during this final stretch. This is your last chance to add meaningful fuel to the tank. Once retirement starts, the focus shifts from adding money to protecting and distributing what you've already saved. That's why these years are so critical. The second thing you need to do is shift your thinking away from savings goals and toward income generation. Saving money is only half the equation. Retirement doesn't care about your net worth. It cares about your cash flow. Retirement is the moment you stop receiving a paycheck and you have to start replacing it with income from your portfolio. That income usually comes from 3 places. It's Social Security, it's pensions if you're lucky enough to have one, and those withdrawals from your investments. What matters is understanding how those pieces work together. You need to know what your guaranteed income covers, where the gaps are, and how your portfolio is expected to fill them. Rules of thumb can be helpful, but remember, they are not plans. Your withdrawal strategy should reflect your lifestyle goals, your health, your longevity expectations, and what you want your money to do beyond your lifetime. This is why income planning matters more than simply your net worth. A smaller portfolio with a well-designed income system can feel far more secure than a larger one without any structure. The third step is the one most people miss, and it's the most dangerous one to ignore. Protecting yourself from market volatility does not mean becoming overly conservative. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make in the years leading up to retirement is pulling back too much risk too early. They move everything to safe investments without realizing that their retirement doesn't last a few years. Their retirement's going to last 30 years or more. Inflation, not volatility, is often the bigger threat to your savings. Selling investments during a downturn locks in losses, and doing that early in retirement can permanently damage your plan. That's where having a proper buffer becomes extremely critical in your retirement planning. A buffer strategy means setting aside a few years of planned spending in safer investments while allowing your longer-term growth investments to remain invested. The goal isn't to predict markets, it's to prevent emotions and panic decisions. Your portfolio should protect your lifestyle, not just your balance. The fourth step is optimizing taxes before retirement. Most people assume taxes will go lower in retirement, but in reality, many retirees find themselves paying more than they actually expected. There are 3 tax buckets that matter: your tax deferred, your tax-free, and taxable. Having flexibility across all 3 gives you options. The years just before and just after retirement often present planning opportunities that will disappear once income is locked in. Taxes are not an afterthought in retirement. They are a design element. And the fifth and final step has nothing to do with spreadsheets. You need to design your retirement lifestyle, not just your numbers. Retirement isn't just stopping work, it's redefining structure, redefining your purpose, and redefining your meaning. Money supports the life. It isn't the life. The final 5 years before retirement are your last real opportunity to shape how retirement feels to you. If you want a professional partner to help design and actively manage this transition, integrating your investments, income, taxes, and long-term goals all at one time, I'd love to have that conversation. Again, I'm David Cavanis, certified financial planner, founder of Cavanis Wealth Management. I'd encourage you to visit my website at cavaniswealth.com. You can learn more about me, how we can work together, and most importantly, schedule time for us to have an initial conversation.